It's February. This usually marks the halfway point of the school year for kids. But for 18 dedicated Monte Vista athletes, this marks the beginning of a new baseball season. As a school not well known for its athletics, our baseball team often struggles to find support. Last year, the Monte Vista baseball team was 11-15-1. Because of their losing record, they are regarded as a heavy underdog by many other schools. After hearing and reading about the success stories of the 2002 Oakland A's in Moneyball and of Michael Orr in The Blind Side, we started wondering how these underdogs made it big, and if these principles could be applied to our baseball team. One common theme that was found was that both of these stories relied upon an incredible support base despite being looked down upon. So we went to the baseball coaches and asked them about their thoughts on how moral support could affect a team. Oh, do you think that a home field crowd affects players mentally in a positive way?
I think so. Unfortunately for baseball, we don't get a lot of fans, but when you get into an environment like the CCS tournament and stuff like that, where there's thousands of people there, it definitely is a completely different environment, and it can be good or bad, I guess, depending on the player. Some people might get nervous and not do as well, and some people will step up and perform better.
This is a problem. What can we do to fix the attendance at a Monte Vista baseball game? We try to think of the most practical ideas. And the best way to do it was to put flyers up around the school and let our friends know the exciting games going on the field. Monte Vista took on the upper division Santa Clara for their first home game of the season. We decided to put up flyers for this game to give the Matadors extra support against the favored Bruins.
We get a fair amount of fans out there. I say most of our fans are parents. Okay. Not so much students out there. Well, today's our first game, so we're going to see how many fans show up today. So I'd say most of it is parents. But I think if the students are in the crowd out there, and there's a lot of them there, I think it revs up the intensity for the players. They feel a little more motivated to play, a little bit more excited to go out there and play.
Yeah. How confident are you feeling about today's game?
Today's game, well, let's see. Santa Clara is 0-4 and won a game. We beat them last year, so fairly confident that we can win this baseball game today.
The support paid off as the Matadors beat Santa Clara 5-1. The victory can be attributed to great pitching performance by senior Peter Stern, an offense supported back by junior Matt Woodard and senior Kendall Yamauchi. Matt Woodard was named player of the game, going 2 for 3 with a double and a tie-breaking RBI. Peter Stern went 5 strong innings, striking out 5 and only giving up 3 hits on no earned runs.
Yeah.
After the big win against Santa Clara, the Matadors struggled for the next 3 games as they played Kings Academy and then both home and away against Milpitas. Because of the extra away games, the Matadors received less support and they struggled defensively, giving up 8 errors at Kings Academy and struggled offensively as well. However, they continued to practice diligently. Monte Vista would eventually come around with 2 big games against district rival Fremont. The first game was at Fremont, which was led by yet another great pitching performance by Peter Stern. He pitched a complete game while only giving up 3 earned runs and dominating opposing batters with 9 strikeouts. The game was tied at 3 going into the 7th inning until Peter Stern scored the go-ahead run to secure a 4-3 Matador win. Stern was then named player of the game for his efforts on both sides of the ball. We asked senior first baseman Omar Nagy about his thoughts on how the extra support would help him and his team.
The crowd could be big, but if it's quiet, it doesn't really do anything. Just play as a team. Just trust that your teammates are going to do their job, and you do yours. That's simple as that. Don't try and do everything yourself.
And that's all the questions we have, Omar. Good luck tomorrow against Fremont.
Thanks, yeah.
Omar's hypothesis was the same as his coaches, as they both believed more support would help the team. This was put to the test in their home game against Fremont. The game was tied 1-1 after 7 innings, so the game went into extra innings. The Matadors were able to pull out the victory as senior Spencer Rodriguez scored the walk-off run on a wild pitch. Rodriguez was named player of the game as he also pitched extremely well, giving up only 1 run in 7 innings. We were able to catch up with him the day after his big game.
How does the crowd size and moral support affect your performance during the game?
Well, I feel like a larger crowd, it really gets everyone into it more because we see that people are playing and we don't really want to let them down, so we try harder. And I feel in some cases maybe people might try too hard, but in most instances people actually play better because they get more pumped and more adrenaline rushing.
So how did you feel about your win yesterday?
Yesterday felt great. I wish that they didn't score that run, so we could have just won it in 7 innings. But it feels great to win in extra innings because we already had a loss in extra innings earlier in the season, and it just feels good to get it back.
As Bradford Doolittle stated in his ESPN article, the Golden State Warriors, who are currently in the 6th seed in the Western playoff picture, have proved critics wrong. The Warriors are known for having one of the best fan bases in basketball and have thrived off of them for the whole season. With low expectations, they have gone against the odds and become competitors once again. The Monte Vista baseball team can look to the Warriors fan base as a good example to become successful. The 2002 Oakland A's found success because of their ability to find positives from players that were unseen before. Michael Orr had natural ability that was being wasted when he didn't have a family to go home to. With a solid fan base and a family who brought in Michael Orr, both were able to find success from the moral support of both. The A's went on to win 103 games in 2002, and Michael Orr won a Super Bowl in the 2012 to 2013 NFL season. In the end, our advertising efforts were able to help the baseball team because it drew in more support from students, allowing the Matadors to perform better. This can be seen in their wins against both Santa Clara and Fremont. The Matadors were 3-0 when we advertised for games, and only 1-3 when we didn't. Strong school support can lead the Matadors to new heights and prove the doubters wrong.